from his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Since joining the ACC, Notre Dame has arguably been the fiercest former Big East team inside of the ACC tournament, with Syracuse only winning 2 games, their second coming this time around, coming this year, and with the likes of Pittsburgh obviously struggling and Louisville having some good moments, but ultimately Notre Dame being the team that you don't want to face of those 4 teams that came from the Big East around 2013, 2014. This season, it's been different. The team is young, there are injuries, and ultimately, they haven't looked like the Notre Dame that many people have come to know over the years. I spoke with Chris Doherty about this tough season and his takeaways from it, and this is what he had to say.
We have to get better. This year was really good to get to see how the ACC really is, because you watch it on TV, but it does no justice to what it's actually like to be in the games. But I think moving forward with the close group we have, we're going to make some noise next year.
It's an uncharacteristic season, obviously, for Notre Dame, especially in the ACC tournament, because since they've come in from the Big East, obviously, there's been a lot of success in this tournament. So just what you can say about, kind of remembering the history and knowing that you got to make a better move next time.
Yeah, since Notre Dame's entered the ACC, they've had great success, and this shouldn't define us. We're young. We had injuries. We battled through a lot of adversity this year. So I don't think this really says who we are, because moving forward, we're going to make some noise, I think.
What is it about this team? I mean, like you said, obviously there's injuries and youth and whatnot, but is there anything else that you would attribute to maybe some growing pains right now?
I'd say just the things that are known, like the youth and the injuries. But new guys are stepping into leadership roles this year. And when Rex went down with an injury, he was like one of our main voices. So that definitely had an impact on us, because it's a lot different hearing him from the bench and being on the court, gathering you. But that's how it is.
What was Mike Bray's message after this game?
Well, we're all coming back next year, he said, and it's just going to be a grind moving forward, the spring and summer and fall. We just have to buy into the weight room and everything. We just got to invest, because we have to remember how it feels right now.
He's had a lot of success, obviously, at Notre Dame. What has he said to you throughout the season about this year, and about obviously that there was going to be some adversity and some transition?
We just had to keep pushing. He said as part of basketball, there's going to be down years, there's going to be up years, but throughout the whole season he kept the same level. He was always positive. We always enjoyed coming in every day, so I think it was good.
And as far as your experience with this, just what you're taking away personally from it?
I realized I had to work on a lot this year. My quickness, I'm a little undersized, so I had to figure out how to finish over taller guys and everything. But I'm excited. I like to work, so I'm looking forward to it.
You guys were able to get a victory coming in as the 15th seed out of 15 and going up against Georgia Tech, who obviously had to do some work to get into the NCAA tournament. You were able to win that game over them. Just what you can say about taking that positive at least.
That was that's a preview of next year. I think we were all just playing really well. I think we shot lights out. Our defense was doing well, and I think it's just a preview of what's to come next year.
That coming once again from Chris Doherty of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on the losing side of things in the ACC tournament here. Very atypical of Notre Dame as they go through a transition of youth and building up a team. They had a lot of success of going from player to player and season to season, and being able to have guys kind of pass the torch and carry the torch and whatnot. And now this young team is looking for that leadership and looking to step forward, but they are positive about it. And the next conversation I have with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish is with Temple TJ Gibbs, and this is what TJ had to say to me following this loss to the Louisville Cardinals, with his thoughts on the season as well.
This is a season that everybody on our team has grown. Johnny made a huge stride from last year, and he's been our emotional and our leader on the court. These young guys have stepped up big time and coming into a situation of never playing a college basketball game to to being out there and contributing for 30 to 40 minutes each game. And I know I couldn't do that my freshman year. I know that's a struggle and it's a growing pains, and I just have to figure out a better way to lead these guys and help them get better as well as getting myself better.
When you have so much youth and obviously injuries that happen, just what you can say about that, because obviously there's going to be growing pains there.
I mean, that's just it, that we're young. We get everybody back next year. We return our whole team, and that's something that we're proud of. We're going to live up to that. We know that we just got to keep fighting every day. We got to keep grinding as a team, as a unit, and everything that everyone laughed at us and we finished at the bottom and all that stuff that happened this year, we learned from it. We took notes, and we're going to get better this offseason, and we're going to come back stronger.
It's uncharacteristic of Notre Dame, obviously, to be 15th out of 15 since coming from the Big East to the ACC, especially in the ACC tournament, have had a lot of success. So what do you do with this kind of taste in your mouth right now, knowing that it's not the typical Notre Dame?
We flush it. I mean, that's the best part about getting our whole team back. We get another chance as a unit, and we flush this. We learn from it. We take the positives. We look at the negatives, and then we move on, and we learn, and we get better for next year.
What's been Mike Bray's message throughout the season?
To just keep pushing. I mean, through the ups and downs, we just got to keep pushing through it. And this team has become so much stronger, even off the court, than anything, about being a unit, being together. These are my brothers. I love them 1 through 12, and we know that we're going to get stronger and we're going to get better.
Has it been strange for you, like you said, getting laughed at, finishing at the bottom, because that's not a typical thing for Notre Dame? Was it strange to be on the other side of it, so to speak?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, nobody came here to lose. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Coach recruits good guys and guys that know how to win, and it's definitely different not winning, but at the same time, we know exactly what we have to do now. We know that it's the little things that count. Even me and Johnny just growing into who we were last year was a little bit of a shell shock, and this year was a growing pain for us, but next year we're going to get everybody back, and it's going to be a stronger year for us.
You were able to get a victory against Georgia Tech, and obviously Georgia Tech is fighting for an NCAA tournament berth at that time. Just what you can say about, even though you're exiting the tournament in round 2, just what you can build off of getting that victory and knowing it was against a team that was trying to stay alive.
It means a lot to us. I mean, that shows that this team can fight. We've been doing that the entire year, and it was just a matter of us finishing out a game. And we've had a couple of games where we were right there, and we've kind of slowed down at the end. But that's a part of us growing. And that proved to us that we can do it. We can grow together. We can get a W, and we need to carry that into next year.